connect people to God. And the only way you can be connected to God and in conversation with God is through divine love. It's through a cable from your heart to God. Then God will communicate with you. It's not done through physical worship. You cannot connect yourself to God by reading books. You cannot connect yourself to God by going to worship places. God looks at the shiny hearts, the enlightened hearts, the awakened hearts. And the way that you can awaken your heart, the way you can awaken your souls, is finding a true spiritual master. A true Sufi master that can peek inside your heart, reawaken it with divine love, and plant a seed inside your heart that will grow. Sufism is not just about love also, it's about negating negativity, about purification. And the way you can purify yourself is by this divine energy, by this divine light. So this is a non-religious approach to spirituality. And we've been traveling now for 2 weeks from Northern California down to Arizona, New Mexico. We've been to, as my brother said, we were up in the Shasta Mountain. We had a beautiful weekend there. Sister Azazina's been wonderful in organising these programs. We went up to the ALRA Foundation up in New Mexico. And this is the beauty of this, that we've been found with this last 2 weeks. People from all different faiths, different religions, or people of no faith, they've been embracing this message of divine love, embracing Sufism. And of course they're overwhelmed to meet a true Sufi master, a spiritual man who doesn't talk about Islam, he doesn't talk about Christianity, he talks about love. And we've got just another one day tomorrow and we're going to be going back to England. There's people from all Canada and different parts of America that have joined us, because we're a worldwide organisation. We have followings from Australia, Europe, right across to Canada and America. People from all different faiths and different religions, because this is for everybody. We want everybody to embrace this message. So if we're ready to... Nothing? Yeah. So without further ado, I can proudly present our Sufi master from the United Kingdom, who's come over to share this message of love. His Holiness Younus AlGohar.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
How are you?
Wonderful.
You're in high spirits.
Yes.
That's wonderful.
Glad to see you.
I'm also very happy to see everybody here. And I would like to share my knowledge, my energies, and whatever is spiritual knowledge that I have. I'm going to share it with you today. And I will be hoping that today, as we share our energies and we go back home, the hope that you have in your hearts is increased, and love blossoms more. And you take this responsibility individually upon yourself to bring a change in the international societies, in this world. Peace is not a parrot. Peace is a ring of love. When the hearts are united, when each one of us know that I'm not greater or better than the other, and each one of us realizes that we all have the same potential invested in us by the Supreme Power who created us. And also the fact that we come to this realization that we're all one, we're all equal in the eyes of the one who caused to create us. True. Initially, all humanity was one. Remember when God created Adam and Eve, there were no differences. They were all brothers and sisters to each other. And with the passage of time, when God introduced more prophets, more messengers, one after the other, we happen to be diversified, and we were divided into many different religions, many different races. And with the widespread progeny of Adam, languages evolved, differences increased, and here we go. Now we're all living in a world in which we have forgotten that we are creation of the same God. On one side of the story, we have become so scientifically advanced that we have set our foot on the moon. We're thinking of going to the Mars. But on the other hand, spiritually, we have become so shallow-wit. We cannot see the difference that everybody is calling upon the same God with different names. Whether it's Ram, whether it's Vaheguru, Bhagwan, Elohim, Yahweh, God, but it's the same one. Or maybe the handful of people, the most influential people in this world, who make the order of the world, maybe they want us to be divided and keep fighting and keep taking pride in being different. But I want to tell you, all these different religions were not created by God to make differences. They were like different pathways leading to one singular destination, ultimately God. Whether it was Adam, Abraham, Moses, Jesus, or even Prophet Muhammad, the purpose and the principle was always the same: to love God, to worship God, and also love humanity and take care of each other. Has become the reason of this division and differences is the lack of knowledge of spirituality. Every religion which was founded and established by a messenger of God. God granted him two different types of knowledge. Knowledge of the exterior and knowledge of the interior. Knowledge with which we discipline our body, how to live physically, and how to live in perfect peace and harmony with our fellow men. And then interior knowledge, in order to recognize God, connect with God, and find peace of our heart. It has been very unfortunate that in every religion, after some time, the most important knowledge, the knowledge of the interior, the spiritual knowledge, became extinct. And their practices of the religion became futile. Let me quote here Prophet Muhammad, the Prophet of Islam. Prophet Muhammad said, "O sons of Adam, there is a lump of flesh in your body. If it is set right, your entire body will become right. And if it is corrupted, your entire body will remain corrupted. Remember well, it is your heart." We go to temples, churches, synagogues, mosques, even Holy Kaaba. But our body is there. We have God's name on the tip of our tongue. But where the name of God is supposed to be, there is no place for God in that spot, and that is our heart. We can easily give our heart to our girlfriend and wife and our children, but we never think of giving our heart to the Lord. The place of love is our heart. And I must tell you what my master said about love. My master, Lord Raria AlGohar Shahi, said, if you want to love somebody, bring that somebody in your heart. Because the place of love is your heart. Whoever comes inside your heart, you will begin to love them. But we do not know how to bring God in our heart. We don't even know where God is. No offense to any religion. According to Bible, according to the Quran, according to all the celestial books, God is everywhere. We have faith. We believe that. But that belief is out of fear. This faith is not based on our observation. If God was everywhere, there wouldn't be so much strife in this world. But then again, because this is what the Quran said, because this is what the Bible said, the Talmud, the Torah, all the divine dignitaries in the world said the same thing. God is everywhere. We feel really shaky and shivery to deny the fact. But at the same time, we can't even accept it. Because we don't see God everywhere. Let alone being God everywhere, we can't see Him in any place, practically. We're supposed to have faith. But this faith is not going to help us until our faith is based on our observation, feeling, personal experience. If God is not inside you, then He is nowhere. the first place where God must be, that's your heart. According to the Quran said, I am nearer to you than your jugular vein. That's a good news. But then, if God is nearer to everybody than their jugular vein, then why there is so much hatred in this world? I mean, you have God in you, and even then you behave like an evil. You walk like an evil, you talk like an evil. And you only care about yourself. And that is, after all, God is inside you. Did God have no impact on you? Where is the presence of God? We had this problem because those who interpreted religion, those who taught us the celestial books, were not spiritually competent enough to interpret the celestial divine word. We have to bring God in our heart. Only then God will be nearer to us, not before bringing Him in our heart. If you study the celestial books, the Quran, the Bible, and Jewish spirituality, the Kabbalah, I love Kabbalah. You will come to know such wonderful text. And it tells you that it is from God. I do not see any difference between Bible and Quran and Kabbalah and Talmud and Torah, because it's God's word, came from same God. If you see a difference, you see a difference because you don't know anything. If everything is coming from God, it can't be greater than the other or lower than the other. But our problem is that all these wonderful, beautiful celestial books have been misinterpreted. And on top of that, we have been deprived of the spiritual knowledge, the intuitional understanding of the Quran and the Bible is missing out. Intuition doesn't come by reading the books. And I must tell you, in this day and age, even those who will come to you in the garb of a Sufi, a majority of them are businessmen. They do not know what Sufism is. Because religion has become a wonderful business. You dress up like a Sufi, you go around the world, collect donations, empty pockets, aim at their pockets, come back home, have a wonderful lifestyle. You are as hateful as ever, and people who rely on your spirituality, they have been misguided. They kept their faith in you and they're getting nothing out of this practice. This has been going on. I'm not a priest. I'm not a religious man. But I'm a Sufi. I was in college. I did my master's in organic chemistry. I never went to a religious school. This is not my job that I'm doing right now. But I had to take up this job. I was introduced to His Holiness Sarkar Gauhar Shahi. I was completely fed up with my religion. I grew up in a Muslim family. And the reason why I was completely fed up with my religion, because of the different denominations within my religion. So many different sects. And every single sect has a different ideology. My mind was confused. I didn't know what was right, what was wrong. There are many different sects in my religion. Sunni Islam, then we have Shia Islam, Wahhabi Islam, many different ideologies. And they follow the same book, same prophet, but they're all so different. Something is fishy. Something is wrong. Is it possible that I'm just one man standing here and you see my clothes are red and he sees my clothes are white? This is not possible. You're all sitting here. I'm in front of you. If I ask you, what color of clothes I'm wearing? And you say black. Okay. What about you? Oh, no, they're white. No, they're pink. Red. Why? Either you do not know what color is, or maybe you're lying. And my religion was not the only religion which was made subject to sectarianism. Before Islam was established, we had Christianity. Same thing was done to Christianity. Judaism. Same thing was done to Judaism. 72 different denominations within Judaism. But how did all this happen? This all happened when spirituality was denied in those religions. When spirituality is forgotten and you're deprived of the only knowledge which can connect you with God, you become godless man. When you become a godless man, you don't have empathy. You don't have compassion. In place of love, you develop hatred. In place of forbearance, you develop intolerance. You cannot coexist with others. That is the gift of lack of spiritual knowledge. And we are living in a very, very strange world, where everything is upside down. Everything is going against God's will, our will. We have been diversified into different nations. We are known by the color of our skin. What a pity. We are known by our races. What a pity. The soul doesn't have a color. The soul doesn't have a race. The only color the soul will have is the color of love. There is unification. The element of unification is inside our heart, inside our soul. Simply because our hearts are not enlightened, our souls are not awakened, we are divided, because the element of unification is not sinking in our character. Because the source of unification is dormant. The soul is not enlightened. The soul is not awakened. Every word of the Quran, every word of Bible, every word of Torah and Talmud is very powerful. Whew. But today, we don't see that power. If I ask you, if you have pain, you take painkillers, you take 2 tablets, Panadol, and what do you anticipate? Maybe in 30 minutes, the pain will go away, right? What if the pain doesn't go away? Will you keep taking the same tablets? No. You will wonder why the tablets are not working. If you take 2 tablets, painkillers, the pain should depart. If you have been following and practicing your religion and it's been going on for 10, 20 years, you still hate people? You hate God's creation? You have no empathy? You have become cruel. You promote hatred. You become a hot hate monger. What happened to the practice of your religion? What happened to your rosary? You were repeating God's name. Allah, Allah, Allah. And at the same time, you're a liar. Fraudulent lifestyle. You hate people. You hate God's creation and you claim to love God? No. Do you anticipate the pain will go when you take 2 Panadol? Yes, you do. Why don't you anticipate love will arrive when you practice a religion? Number 1, we practice a religion today not because we know why should we need a religion, but because my father was a Christian, my father was a Muslim, my father was a Jew, so I have to be a Jew, I have to be a Muslim, I have to be a Christian. What is it to be a Christian? Why should I be a Christian? Why should I be a Catholic? Why should I be a Muslim? What benefits will I reap out of being a Muslim? I don't know. Then why you're a Muslim? I don't know. It's just futile practice. If you don't know why you follow a religion, if you don't know why do you go to a mosque, then it's very pitiful. And this is exactly what's happening today. You need a religion to reach God. You need a religion to open your heart. You need religion to get rid of evil presence in your body. You need a religion to connect with God. If the practice of religion does not help you connect with God, then you're better off without having any religion at all. But I'm also telling you why religious people are hateful people these days. Why religions have become monsters. Because the knowledge of spirituality, which is responsible for connection with God, is absent in the church, absent in the synagogue, absent in the mosque, absent in the Hindu temple. If that knowledge which connects you with God is introduced again, and with the power of spirituality, once again you feel connected with God, I'm sure you will be proud of who you are. As a Muslim, if you're connected with God, you'll be proud of being a Muslim. But then again, no matter what religion you adopt, through any religion, if you become connected with God, you hit the jackpot. That's why you follow a religion. Whether you bring God in your heart through the bridge of Lord Jesus Christ, when He said, I am the way to God. Similar things were said by all the messengers. But the main reason, the main purpose of your life, the main purpose of adopting a religion is to make that religion a bridge between you and God, and you become a godly person. The religion is like a skin, like a orange banana. You peel off the skin, then you eat it. So the outer practice of this worship of the religion is the skin of the religion. But the inside is the spirituality. I have come here to tell you that today we have a new form of Sufism. Sufism without a religion. Sufism without a religion. A direct contact with God through spiritual means. Neo-Sufism. And how will this happen? There's a physical heart. This heart is a place of love. This is very important. In order to feel connected with God, in order to be connected with God, the true gateway is the heart. How will it happen? On this physical heart, there is a dedicated soul sitting dormant on this physical heart. And that soul which is sitting on our heart and it's dormant, that is responsible for connection with God. A true Sufi is one who has this authority and ability to enlighten and awaken that dormant soul which is on top of the heart of everyone here. Every single human being has this soul in their breast, but they are dormant. Some people have their souls enlightened, and they are those who show compassion, empathy, love. They want unification. They do not hate anybody. They embrace everybody. Why? Why some people are like that? And why some others are talking about division, talking about hatred? Because those who talk about compassion, empathy and love and forbearance, they are those who manifest the divine characteristics in their character. Their hearts, their souls are enlightened. And those who promote hatred, who like division, they are those who have been deprived of the activation and enlightenment of the soul, as a result of which the divine characteristics do not manifest in them. When this soul which is dormant is enlightened, this soul, upon its enlightenment, upon its awakening, will not only repeat God's name constantly, even when you're sleeping, this will also produce divine energy, which will then mingle in your bloodstream. And every nook and cranny of your body, the divine energy will reach, purifying, energizing, and illuminating your entire body. And once this happens, all the attributes of God, all the characteristics of God will manifest in your heart. You'll have all the love for the world, for everybody. You'll have this enormous amount of compassion for everybody. Like God. He gives everything to everybody. Those who believe in Him and those who do not believe in Him are equally blessed by Him. A Sufi is the same. Whether you praise him or you swear at him, he doesn't hurt anybody. He doesn't harm anybody. You will reap the benefits of his presence, whether you like it or whether you dismiss it. So I'm here today, not just to tell you that there is a soul sitting on your heart and it's dormant, but also to tell you that I have some people with me who have been delegated to awaken that soul. Try this. This is not my business. I'm not going to charge you anything. This is not a business. There is no commitment. This is a simple message of love, a message of unification, finding God again, purification of the heart, and also elimination of negativity and all evil from our character. This will happen when that dormant soul on the heart is awakened. And I'm telling you today that we have the method. I'm not just talking about the disease, I'm also giving you the medicine. I'm not asking you to adopt any religion. If you're a Christian, remain to be a Christian. If you're a Jew, remain to be a Jew. There's nothing wrong with it. Because all these messengers were sent by God. If you're a Hindu or a Sikh, remain to be a Sikh, remain to be a Hindu. Because everybody is right. But what is missing in everybody's life and religion is spirituality. So I'm just here to top everybody up with spiritual knowledge, to fill the gap and to fill the heart with the divine energy. Catholic, Christian, Jew, Muslim, Hindu, they're all good. Without this, everybody is bad now. When this thing comes again, you will all be good. A Hindu needs to be a good Hindu. A Sikh needs to be a good Sikh. And a Muslim needs to be a good Muslim. And a Christian, a Catholic needs to be a good Christian and a Catholic. Because all these religions are good. But today, the religions are sick. They need medicine. The medicine of spirituality. Why spirituality is more important than religions? Because our reality is not our body. Before we were born into this world, we did not have this physical body. After our departure from this world, we will not have this body. It is only for a brief period of time. Our reality is our soul, Isn't it foolish to just concentrate on our body, making our body say Allah, say Ram, say Bhagwan, say Jesus, Moses, Abraham, and our souls are kept in dark? Our soul doesn't know any of these names. And finally, when we have done our time in this world, we return to the higher realms and we are asked who we are. Our souls are the same, dormant. It is our souls that need to be awakened, that need to take God's name. That's all. I do not make lengthy speeches. I do not want to confuse people. If there is anything that needs to be asked as a question, I would like to welcome everybody. My religion is love and humanity. I love all and I want all to love all. I know this is difficult, but this difficulty can be removed if you embrace spirituality. We need to learn to love. Love is a big word. Love is not easy. Making love is easy, but love is not easy. Honestly, love is not easy. You need to make a lot of sacrifices for love to survive. And when we make sacrifices for love to stay, we are troubled. And when we are troubled, we are tested, and we are tried, then we gain our strength from our heart. There is a constant battle between mind and the heart, intellect and love. Whatever in you is more strong, whatever in you is stronger, will win the race. Let's make our hearts stronger so that love finally wins. If you like it, please clap. If there are questions, please ask. Do not feel hesitant. And I know a lot of people were smiling, and I was very happy to see everybody smiling. A smile tells a story. Please ask questions. Okay, all right.
Oh, the message is beautiful.
Thank you.
100% agree. It's love. I think we're all here for that. However, I think we're all aware here that there are some major dark forces that have hijacked this planet, that are taking full control of every system here. And it's getting worse and worse by the second, and it's Satan and it's evil. And it's wanting transhumanization, and it's wanting to make God's creation, which is humans, us, robots. With all this 5G technology, it's everywhere, in every system. What do you say about that?
Well, all I know is that there's so many dark forces, right?
They're really at work.
So we need to become part of the light forces.
Big time.
Only then we can combat darkness. You become good force. Power of love. The more hearts are enlightened, the bigger force will become. We will only be unified and united when our hearts are united. The only time we will stop seeing these differences is when our hearts are unified. When our hearts have this divine energy, then we will not see any difference between each other. Otherwise, If we keep sitting idle and we do not become part of the love forces, then obviously the dark forces will take over one day completely. We have to do something practically. And what you can do today is to take one step towards becoming part of the light forces, the forces of love, by initiating your heart. Let your heart be introduced to divine energy, divine light, divinity. Become part of this love force. Enlighten the heart. You have the spark of love in every heart. All you need to do is light it up. Kindle it today with the activation of the heart. There are, of course, it has always been prominent. It has always been stronger than the positive forces. Negativity is all around us. Why? Because even though we have this potential, we are not inclined towards becoming part of the love force. We will embrace love only when our hearts are enlightened. Without the enlightenment of the heart, without finding a source of energy, we will always be spiritually sick and weak. This is fear. Today we are afraid of the dark energies. Why? Because we do not have light in our hearts. But when we have lights in our heart, energies in our heart, and we are connected with God, we will develop a confidence. No matter how strong the dark forces are, we will win. We will keep enlightening the flame of love in all the hearts. We have to hurry and light up the flame of love in all the hearts, one by one, until we see the world, the entire universe is lit up with the flame of love. We only recognize love. We do not look at each other's color of the skin and races and nationalities. Only when the hearts are enlightened. The heart is responsible. The bond of love is in the heart. Love will anchor in the heart, not outside the heart. No matter how many times we say the name of God with the tip of our tongue, it's not going to help us. The only time God's name will help us when God's name is inserted in our heart. This is what the Bible said. This is what the Quran said. Love your Lord, love your God with all your heart, with all your soul. We read it every day, but we don't understand it. We read it, love your Lord with all your heart, with all your soul. But even then, we don't know how to love the Lord with the heart and the soul. Introduce love to the heart, but we take it for granted. Yeah, we are loving God with the heart, even though the heart doesn't know anything. This is the issue where we make a mistake. If the heart is supposed to love God, then we should know how the heart should love God. Do you think in Bible God asked you to love Him? No. He is asking your hearts and souls to love Him. He is not asking you to love Him. Love your Lord, love your God with all your heart, with all your soul. So is the soul. And what we are doing, our soul is in some kind of wilderness, ignorance, dormant, sleeping mode, and our body is active. This love is not for the body. This is why we claim we love God, even then our body is engaged in hatred. We need to kindle the flame of love in the heart. That's the most important thing.
I'm originally from Sri Lanka, and I came out here in '83. Being a Tamil, we were in a conflict between Hindus and Buddhists killing each other. So I came out here and using the power of technology to create social impact, launched the first live streaming here in the US in '94. I've introduced teachers from different parts of the world, shamans from China, Hindu teachers from India. Sufi Maulana was a teacher of mine from Pakistan and Manchester. But I have all these conversations going on all the time. And when technology today engages and empowers communities to feel and experience love, and I don't see any groups using the power of disruptive tools and technology to touch and engage and experience the power of love. Why isn't somebody out there pushing this?
Because it's just a tool. Technology is just a tool. We are using technology to spread love. And there are others who are using this technology to spread terrorism. More terrorists are being recruited online. More and more hatred is spread across the world through technology. So this is just a tool.
How can we use that tool?
We're using this tool. This technology will not make your heart love God. You need divine technology.
How do we bring that in?
That's what I'm telling you. This is what I'm telling you. There is a dormant soul on your physical heart. We will tell you how to activate that soul. This is divine technology.
I think that he is, what he's implying is that, is there a way that we can use technology as a means to spread the word and to make these available so that people know about it through technology, to introduce the spiritual technology?
Well, I mean, we are using this technology. Look at this. This is going live all around the world.
How many people is it reaching?
Many people. Many thousand people.
We have a way to create.
Let me tell you one thing before you ask another question. You know, I have been promoting peace and love for the past 30 years. But my reach to people was limited. And then few years ago, I started using YouTube Live. And with the help of YouTube Live, my reach expanded. What? Not yet. My reach to people expanded. Now today, in different parts of the world, people send me messages. Oh, we saw your video. It was wonderful. You know, from India, from Sri Lanka, from Pakistan, from Australia, from Japan, South Korea, Bangladesh, Mexico, Canada, all over the world. The message is now booming. More and more people are able to know what we are preaching, what we are promoting, thanks to this technology. So this technology is paving way for us to reach out to more and more people. So this is a great help by technology.
Well, what technique are you talking about when you say the kindling of the heart?
We can't hear.
What techniques?
What techniques do we use to kindle the heart? It's a spiritual transmission. Like I said, there is on the physical heart. The mic is here. Oh. This physical heart, There is a soul specially dedicated to communicate with God. But that soul is sitting idle on our physical heart. So what we do, we transmit divine energy spiritually. Like iMessage, send you pictures from my phone to your phone.
Technology.
Technology. Yes, today. Yes.
So let's go for it.
Wow.
Talking, let's do it.
Yeah. Enough talking, you convinced us.
Yes.
You had me at love wins.
Okay, let me say a few more things.
Yes.
We will come to the point then. Because there are certain things that we must say. Sit down here. So, right. Our heart is not this physical heart. The spiritual heart is different. The spiritual heart is the soul. The spiritual heart is the soul, which is sitting on this physical heart. Like a mobile phone, we need two things: connection, AT&T, Cricket, Sprint, Singular, any network. Number one, we need connection. Number two, we need power. If it's not charged up, we can't use it. Right? In a similar way, this spiritual heart needs connection with God. Right? And these different messengers like Jesus, Moses, Abraham, they were like AT&T, they were network, they were providers of connection. Do you understand?
Yeah.
They were like network providers. They provided connection. Now we need connection to our heart by some provider, and then we also need power. Like mobile phone needs to be charged. And that power in the heart comes by repeating God's name. So we need two things. We need a provider, service provider, who will connect the heart with God, right?
Yes.
And then we need to keep our heart fully charged, energized. And there is no spiritual electrical outlet where you plug your heart in and charge your heart.
No USB.
No USB connection. So, there is a system provided by God. And that is the basis in Sufism. Zikr, remembrance of God, making mention, glorifying God. Right? I mean, when we repeat God's name inside the heart, it generates divine energy. It charges up the heart. And then with the connection, we communicate with God. Whatever we have in our heart, all our ideas, thoughts, everything, through the heart will reach God. And God will reply. And His replies will come onto the screen of our heart. This is how we'll receive messages from God. I hope you understand. Two things: connection with God, the service provider, and then power in the heart. So in order to have power in the heart, we need God's name to articulate in our heart. We need constant remembrance of God. I hope you understand this point.
Yes.
Now, in every language, we have given God different names. Most of these are translated names, right? Some people call him Khuda. In Persian, God is called Khuda. Then we have Ram, Bhagwan, Vaheguru, Elohim, Eloha, Yahweh, Allah. So different names have been given to God. But the original name of God is Allah. The original name of God is Allah. Now some people are skeptical about it. Some people say, no. Allah is the name given to him by Muslims. But the thing is, before the birth of Islam, Muhammad's father was Abdullah, which means Allah is not a Muslim name. Word Allah existed well before the birth of Islam. Do you understand my point?
Yes.
So word Allah is the original name of God. If that name goes inside your heart, it will create enormous amount of energy. But if you have a problem with God's Allah, the name Allah, you can use any other name. But word Allah is most beneficial. Now you decide.
Decide what?
Are you happy with word Allah?
I have some ambivalence with it because it's used to destroy people and villages and burn down and bomb and terrorize, as in Allahu Akbar,
Yeah, I know.
has been used to kill millions of people on this planet.
I know.
So I have an association.
I understand that.
That's
But the
why
knife.
He's here.
Oh, hold on.
What?
That's why he's here.
But hold on. Look, we have a knife. We use it every day in the kitchen. Just because somebody used that knife to kill somebody,
Nice.
we do not stop using it in the kitchen.
Wow.
Do you understand?
But to me, the vibration has been polluted.
They are those
When it has been misused.
They are those who are taking God's name in vain. They do not represent Allah. They are hate mongers.
Yes.
It's not coming out from their hearts.
Yes.
They're actually bringing calamity upon God's name. Just because of them, you will not reap the benefits of His name.
No, I can't help it. I have some, it may be a past life thing. I have some association with it.
Apparently, it's in the Quran that it's okay to kill people.
Say again?
Apparently, I heard it's in the Quran that it's okay to kill people.
No. It's nowhere in the Quran.
Jihad.
No, it's nowhere in the Quran.
Jihad.
It's nowhere in the Quran.
Holy war. One of the 5 pillars of Islam. Holy war.
No, that's wrong.
But it's one of the 5 pillars.
No, it's wrong. The 5 pillars of Islam. Look, I'm not here to profess Islam, right? And I practice Sufism, right? But even then, I must tell you the truth. The first pillar of Islam is God's name. The second one is Salat. The third one is Som, fasting. The fourth one is charity. The fifth one is pilgrimage. There is no holy jihad as a pillar of Islam. And in the Quran, Allah said, killing one human being equates killing of the entire humanity. This is what I was saying to you, that wrong interpretation of these books have led or misled people into different divisions. This is wrong. Islam does not promote terrorism. It is not Islam that promotes terrorism. It's their own version of the religion. But I must tell you, there is nothing like holy jihad in the Quran. There is self-defense. There is not offensive war in the entire Quran anywhere. This is misinterpretation. Although I'm not here to defend Islam, but you must call a spade a spade. I'm telling you the right thing. It is misinterpretation. They are those who do not know the Quran. They're hate mongers. And if you look at their lifestyle, it's just a claim that they're Muslims. They're pagans. They don't believe in the Quran. They don't believe in Islam. It's neopolitics. This is politics. This is not holy jihad. There is no concept of holy jihad in the Quran. According to Quran, killing one man is equal to killing the entire humanity. You cannot get away with killing a human being. No religion can allow anybody to kill a man in the name of God. If God allows to kill others in the name of Him, then obviously I will be the first one to stop following God.
Yes.
You had a question.
I just wanted to make a mention that, for example, the 40 million, the descendants of the 40 million people that were killed in the name of Christ when they came to the continent, doesn't mean that that was Jesus.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And all the other deaths. When God gets that, it's not Jesus. He would never.
No. This happens in every religion.
That's what I'm saying.
When the spirituality is lost. This happens in every religion. So if you the word Allah, you can use a name of Jesus.
Why you should name them?
Huh?
No, exactly.
What? Say again.
I'm Muslim.
All right.
I practice Sufism.
Right. Right.
When you say the only way you could connect it to the God or open the door of your heart to the light is calling Allah. Why you gave it the name?
Because the name will produce divine energy in the heart.
For you.
For me?
Maybe for you, you can't say that.
Yeah, it doesn't
It's
for
word.
me. It
As I said, because some people, as the memory most of American has against our Muslim, because we want to kill. they
So
say
what is
Allah.
other alternative for you to produce divine energy?
That divine energy first, as Rumi said,
Mhm.
I have to start loving myself. When I love myself, I love my God. I love you, and I love everybody. That's why I say when you give it a name, you take away all the power,
Rumi never talked about enlightenment of the heart?
not by name.
God's name?
You is
No.
God's name.
He doesn't use God's name?
He used so many people's name. As they say, as
So do you have a problem with God's name as a Muslim?
No, not at all.
So what's the
last-
question then?
My last name is Abdullahi.
So what's the question then?
The point is, don't connect the God with the name of Allah only.
No, I'm not saying
That's
that.
my point.
No, I think you didn't hear me well. I said there are different names, right? And you can any name given to God, but more beneficial is this name. That's what I said, if you remember.
I don't say, and I'm dying for it. I hope you have it tonight. But
No,
again,
no, I think you misunderstood me. You misunderstood. You can use any name. For example, 2 minutes ago I said you can take Jesus' name,
yes, but again, why
right?
you should give them the name?
Because name will produce divine energy.
I'm separating myself as a Muslim to the Christian or Jews are here. You know what I'm saying? I'm giving the name as a Shia or Sunni, which I don't believe.
Okay, let me give you an example. If you translate Bible in Arabic, right? They will use the name Allah for God in Arabic.
Christians in Arabia, they say Allah in
Yeah.
their songs.
And also,
On YouTube, you can hear
and Jews throughout the Middle East use the word Allah when they
Yeah.
use Elohim, same thing.
I work at the Virgin About Center. That's Orthodox Jews. They all say Allah. Yeah.
Where did they do that? Where?
The Persian Chabad Orthodox.
Everywhere.
Every
Yeah, because Persian Jews use the
language.
word Allah.
So this is what I'm telling you. Allah is not, so to speak, is connected with Islam only. That's what I said. It's a personal name of God.
It's the name of God. Yeah.
Even before the birth of Islam, they used to use word Allah.
Well, Sufis existed before Islam,
Yes, Sufis existed before Islam.
way before.
Yeah, always.
Rumi used to dance the name of God every night. Every night he used to dance.
the God for Rumi?
Allah.
It's another name for God.
Let's not hook on name right now. Let's get on with the activation and let the Sufi master continue.
My point is, any name that you like,
Arose by
you can
any
activate your heart with it.
other- Shakespeare said arose by any other name.
Any name that represents God, you can use it.
Okay, Shakespeare said arose by any other name would smell as sweet. Can you define
Wow.
God? Can you define God?
God is
And
English
maybe-
word.
Maybe people should just refer to what God means to them.
See, there are Americans who can't stand the word God because they went to some horrible Catholic school and they were punished or whatever, so that people have all kinds of associations with all kinds of names for God because we've all been traumatized by our respective religions.
understand.
So people have associations. Like I know Catholics who became atheists because they hated Catholic school so much,
I told you a few minutes ago that in every religion, a religion became a monster when spirituality was lost and people started to hate that
But I
religion.
have an irrational association.
Understand that.
I don't know where it came from. Probably a past life when I was tortured in the name of Allah or something like that. I mean, that's how strong.
It's all right. You have any other name in your mind?
No.
Oh.
Well, what do
You have a problem with Jesus?
I'm not a Christian.
Okay.
Divine love.
Well, these are translative names.
English doesn't have the power.
Yeah, the problem is they will not, it will be useless if you say love, because love is not the original word. Not every word can produce divine energy.
It's not a sacred language. English
Well,
doesn't
ma'am, you don't have to repeat the name. Let the ones who want to repeat
right.
it. We got to get on with time. We have to leave this room.
Okay, let's. Let me tell you something. Rather than you repeating any name, let me just transmit some divine energy, hand to hand, so you don't have to say anything. All right?
You can sit here.
No, it's okay. So, but you believe in God, right?
Of course.
Okay. And you want to be connected to God.
Of course.
Do you feel the pulse? That's all. At night, today or whatever name you hear in your heart, that will be the name that you will be taking your energy from. Right?
Thank you.
Do you have a problem with God's name?
No. I am from the Jewish community of Turkey,
Right.
and Allah means God. That's all. It just means God, and I love chanting Allah's name.
Wow. Let's say Allah.
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 Allah. Allah.
Allah.
Allah. Allah. Allah. Allah. Allah. Allah. Allah. Allah. Allah. Allah. Allah. Allah. Allah. Allah. Allah. Allah. Allah. Allah. Allah. Allah. That's it.
Thank you.
When you go to bed, put your palm on your heart and feel the beat. With one beat say Allah, with the other beat say Allah, 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 Allah. And in a few days, you will see you are not saying it anymore with your mouth. It's coming out from your heart.
Oh.
Thank you.
In Iran, in Sufi temples and Dervish temples, we chant with hu and haq. Haq means right.
True.
Hu. Haq. For example, in Arabic say La ilaha wahdahu la ilaha illa hu.
Yes, sir.
So we say that. And
Who is greater than word Allah? Who is more powerful than word Allah? This is also his name. Who? That's his name. You want, but who is more powerful? It's not for the heart. It's for the soul in the head. You have a problem with Allah?
No.
Okay, then say Allah who, 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 Allah who. Thank you. Sit down. Allah who, 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 Allah who. So, do you feel any heat?
Microphone ले लो.
Don't move.
Thank you.
I love you.
Oh, thank you. I would like to release
I
my
meant-
trauma
I
around
meant
this
to
word.
tell you
Thank you.
that
Thank you.
that it is wrongly associated with these hate mongers.
Mm-hmm.
It's wrongly associated with them, right? Allah is all mercy, love. Is the same God,
Mm-hmm.
God of Abraham, God of Moses, God of Jesus. It's just a different name. It's wrongly associated.
Thank you.
We're all one. We love each other. We don't like those who create mischief in the world and kill innocent human beings. They're hate mongers. But we have to be powerful with the power of love. Right?
Thank you.
Good. Wow.
That's fine.
You've okay. Allah,
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 Allah.
Allah, Allah.
When you go to bed, put your palm on your heart and with each pulse, Allah, Allah, Allah. Do this practice for a few days. God bless you. Anyone else? You have a problem with Allah? Allah, 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 Allah.
They cry, they tremble, they speak all the names.
Sit down.
Okay.
You should sit down. I'm okay. So what should I do?
Do what you think you should do.
Okay, say Allah,
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 Allah.
Allah.
Thank you. Sit down. When you go to bed, feel your pulse and then with your pulse. Allah, 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 Allah. We misunderstood.
No, amazing. No, thank you so much.
Allah,
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 Allah.
Allah. I'm here.
I never saw you.
Because she was taller than
Oh.
I was behind her.
Allah,
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 Allah, Allah,
Allah,
Allah,
Allah,
Allah,
Allah,
Allah,
Allah,
Allah.
Allah.
Thank you, sir.
Anything that brings you closer to God.
Jesus? So the original name of Jesus is Isa. Isa. Then they translated it from Isa to Yesu, Yesu to Jason, Yesu to Jesus. But his original name is Isa. Are you Catholic? Close your eyes. Give me your hands. Isa, 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 Isa. Isa.
His name is also unspoken, you know. The Quran and the Torah say that everything, whatever exists in the heavens.
Now when you go to bed, feel your pulse and say Isa with one pulse and Isa with the other. Steve will tell you what to do.
She's a friend of Younus.
Who? Oh.
So she's been reducing.
Oh, okay. Wow. Pleasure meeting you. How are you, friend?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
What's up?
I'm here.
It was a nice meeting.
I know, it was a great meeting.
Yeah, we were joyous in that meeting.
We did, indeed.
Wonderful.
Bless you.
Bless you.
And this is he's an avid ALRA TV viewer.
आपको वाहिगुरु का शब्द या अल्लाह ये कोई गल अल्फ अल्लाह चंदे दी बूटी
He's travelled from San Francisco to meet His Holiness.
Allah 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 Allah
He's met His Holiness through ALRA TV. Wonderful.
आप हम लोग भाई से मिल लेना बाद में अभी मुझे भाई से मिल लेना Allahu 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 When you go to sleep, put your palm on your heart and feel the beat. With one beat, Allah, with the other beat, who? Allah, who? Allah, who? Allah.
We make salat together after?
We will.
Yeah.
People are asking what's the rest of the program. If you want to explain.
Wow, that was very powerful. Now His Holiness would like to invite everybody to join us for Sufi songs and Sufi dance. We'll make an area, clear some chairs and enjoy the peace and the love.
Allah Gohar Jesus, Rara Riyaz, Gohar Jesus, Rara Riyaz, Gohar Jesus, Rara Riyaz, हमारे साथी कुर्सियां हटाने में मदद कर दें आगे से Gohar Jesus, Rara Riyaz, 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 Gohar Jesus, Rara Riyaz. जो पगड़ी बांधे हैं बीच में एक दायरा बना लें, अंदर एक और जितने भी पगड़ी बांधने वाले हैं हमारे साथ वो अंदर एक अलग दायरा बना लें, टू सर्कल
instrumental in spreading love and peace and enlighten all the hearts with love and lighting up all the hearts, the flame of love. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We can hug each other.